first thing you want to do is set the phone on the base, going horizontally, and zero it out. And then I take the phone and set it flat against the handle like this, and I'll make sure that I'm close to 0 degrees as possible. That means my knife blade is perfectly vertical. Now to most people this would already be a polished edge, and it's extremely sharp already. The way it is right now, I should be able to whittle a hair, no problem. No problem at all. But since we're trying to reach perfection, we're not quite done yet. Alright, I'm about done with the 2500 grit. I'm going to make the final light passes before I move on to the strops. I'm going to alternate sides, just light up and down motion. Alright, I'm done with the 2500 grit sandpaper here. 2500 grit sandpaper is about 8.4 microns in diameter. It is plenty sharp to push cut foam book paper, no problem. And we're going to continue on down to the 5 micron and then the 3.5 micron. And then we're going to finish with the 0.5 micron and the 0.25 micron strops. Alright, I've got the leather strops here with the 5 micron and the 3.5 micron diamond paste. Just going to use very light upward motions here. Doing just a small section from the back of the blade working towards the tip, using extremely light pressure here, as light as you can. If you use hard pressure with these leather straps, you're going to end up dulling the blade slightly, because the leather is going to roll on the edge of the blade, and you're going to be removing a small amount of metal from the cutting edge of your blade. You gotta be careful with the very tip of the blade not to go over too far, or you will cut into the leather. Now I'm about 50% done with the 5 micron stropping. And just to show you how sharp it is already compared to the 2500 grit sandpaper, instead of trying to get the hair to catch on the blade to cut it, it catches pretty much by itself now. I no longer have to help it. Pretty much cuts every time I place it on there. Alright, I'm finishing up the 5 micron stropping, pretty much done. I'll make a few more light passes, and then I'll move on to the 3.5 micron. Before I do that though, I'll test the sharpness with a phone book paper, see if it push cuts easier than it did with a 2500 grit 8.4 micron sandpaper. Push cuts phone book paper, no problem. Alright, looks good to me. I'm gonna switch over to the 3.5 micron. Cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, and that's it. That's just after the 3.5 micron. So the edge push cuts a lot better at the 3.5 micron width. Now I'm going to go get the 0.5 and the 0.25 micron strops, and we'll refine this edge even more. Alright, I have here the 0.5 and the 0.25 micron strops. This is the spray used from Hand America, 0.5 micron and 0.25 micron diamond spray. There's 10 carats of diamond per bottle. Right now I'm stropping the edge with 0.5 micron. That is half a micron. Alright, I am pretty much done now with the 0.25 micron strops. make a couple more very light passes. Then we'll be done with this blade and we'll see what we came out with. Cut, 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 cut. So 10 out of 10. The edge of this knife should be 1/4 of a micron wide. An extremely fine edge. Should push cut. No effort. So I taped up the blade, the pivot area, to prevent metal filings getting in the pivot area. So to test sharpness, push cuts phone book paper with no effort at all. Can cut up little curly cues, no problem. You can hear how quiet it is when it cuts. Sharper the blade is, the quieter it is when it cuts phone book paper.
ว่าเป็นลูกกับแม่เนาะแม่นั่นเชื่อกันน้อยใจคือว่าน้อยใจคนละทีลูกเราเนี่ยน้ำหวานง่ายเลยคือจะทีเลยแล้วทีเองใส่แม่นะแม่กระจายเงินแล้วเลื่อนได้เองคงกินแม่กับข้าวแม่กับซื้อมึงแล้วก็ได้เช็คเงินกันมื้อนั้นทันน้ำหวานมันเรียนเยอะเนาะมันเรียนเยอะเราไปเยอะตื่นเข้ามาเรานางหวานนั้นเราปุ๊บนางหวานคือกับที่เชิญลงมาแล้วอันให้นางหวานคิดที่แมวโอ้ที่แมวมันชิมเนียนโคตรคิดแล้วมีพวกเป็นนี้แล้วโชคอีกลูกเราที่หลังบ้านแล้วมันโคตรแล้วก็โคตรแล้วก็แล้วเราค่อยๆดูสิแล้วก็คิดดูสิลูกแล้วมันโคตรก็มีของลูกแบบเราไม่จมนะอันแล้วส่งในลุงนำเราเดินแล้วว่าค่อยบ่มาลูกแล้วใหญ่ถึงสามแล้วเรื่องตอนนั้น1 ว่าบนหน้าแต่ลูกตีแล้วคือเขาเมื่อแล้วเวลาเป็นตัวอย่างโดยได้ยินเสียงโวยวายคนที่ข้างห้องคนที่ใส่เขาก็เดี๋ยวเบิ่งมันเสียงกันนะอาจารย์แล้วอาจารย์แล้ว